Aloha, I am Unity Grace, and it is the 17th of March 2017. So we are moving into the vernal equinox, the spring equinox energies, and the Star Knowledge family is gathering at Serpent Mound in Ohio this weekend. And I got a strong message to be with Chief Golden Light Eagle this weekend. But I'm in the mountains of Crestone, Colorado, and this amazing project has been coming through me. And I've realized that I am with you, Chief, because the weekend gathering at Serpent Mound is all about building altars. And I have been guided and inspired to build an altar here in Crestone, Colorado. And I actually started a couple of days ago, but I could really feel the Star Knowledge family. So I'm going to start it with this clip as a tribute to the power of altars and building altars and returning altars to our daily way of life. Bali is a country where people are very connected to the altars and to prayers and blessings and creating beauty in every day, and really that's part of what altars are about. Speaking of beauty, there's quite a beautiful little rainbow in this video. And so I just felt to presence my connection to the Star Knowledge family as I'm creating this mandala on the earth. And it's a 6-pointed star, but it's really a 9-pointed star activating the 9 arc Merkabas of our body. And in my journey around the world for the last 6 or 7 years now, working with water and praying with water and walking the earth's song lines, singing the song lines, and praying with the earth grids and the elementals and all the realms of beings. Water is my greatest teacher. And I say that water has taught me everything. And when we connect with water, which a lot of people are starting to do now, we begin to become aligned with the greater cosmic knowledge of what we call the tree of life, or in Maori, the upper jaw. And as Chief Golden Light Eagle pointed out, water holds the 6-pointed star. So no accident that my mandala has that quality to it. Now, I'm going to show you the developmental stages, but let's see. I hope you can see it. That's where it's at right now. So, anyways, I'm feeling the Star Knowledge family, and I'm very grateful for the Star Knowledge family, having carried the Star Knowledge bundles around the planet for a couple of years now, and bringing the symbols in, the Star Knowledge symbols, into the earth, communicating with the earth through those symbols and to the cosmos and beyond. Okay, I am going back to work now. I mean back to play. So I have a little kitty that just showed up, who's rubbing all around my feet, so I'm going to take that as a good sign. We've got some cool light going on in this video, and I want to include you today in, oh wow, look at that light. I am about to construct an earth grid, and I wanted to share a little bit about that. A lot of my work on the grids has been the unplugging of the patriarchal consciousness, and then the creation of the restoration of what we call Hieros Gamos, Unio Mystica, divine union into the grids, that beautiful, amazing, perfect balance of the masculine and the feminine, as we help the world soul of Gaia restore herself to wholeness. And we do this through ourselves, and this is how we stabilize and help to stabilize all the energies on the planet. We do actually play a role. This is our free will piece. I really love these cool lights. Okay, so I've never seen lights like this in a video before, but so I've just brought in some energies that were arced from Fort Yates with a dear friend, Carol, And I am on the beautiful property of my friend Deanna Elliott in Crestone, Colorado. And I can really feel the Elven Kingdom and the Fey realms, the elementals, really calling in for this special spot on the land here, which is above a special creek. Dr. Emoto came to many years ago to do a blessing at. There's been many monks who have come to this creek to bring blessings in these mountains of Colorado. And now I am going to do a beautiful grid in the earth where we've brought in these energies, and for the unity soul, the unity consciousness. And I'll show you a beautiful soul painting that was brought through by a lovely friend, dear star being Nikki Menard, back on the island of Salt Spring. And that's what we brought into the earth here today in these high mountains. And so I'll give you a little shot of that and take you through some steps of what I do when I create grids on the earth. Here is the Unity Soul painting. This appears to be one of those really crazy high frequency days. My camera, I have washed the lens, I have checked in many ways. My video keeps stopping every time I try to show you the design that I'm putting into the earth. So I'm embracing that, and I'm going to try to show you the painting one more time that I'm putting into the earth. So here goes. Here is the Unity Soul painting by Nikki Menard on Salt Spring Island. I'm sitting with this amazing pine tree behind me. So beautiful, these pine trees here. And just to update you, I have been sitting with the land and doing some prayers with the land, just really connecting in with the energies here and sharing my intention, which is coming from guidance. And my intention is to build a unity grid based on the beautiful soul drawing that I showed you. The unity vortex symbol is also at the center of the Star Knowledge Manuals. So I have been sharing my intention with the elements, the elementals, the rocks, and so on, asking for permission, inviting co-creation and collaboration. And I know that all these amazing rocks are going to let me know which ones want to be part of this and which ones don't. But the purpose is there's a great power in prayer, and it's where we should spend a lot of time is in our prayer. And then there's the action steps that follow prayer. And so action means putting it into action in the physical in some way. So my prayers and my work, my guidance always is for the divine and sacred unio mystica on the planet, the merging of the energies of the opposites, and we tend to like to call them masculine and feminine because that's what makes up our major opposites on the planet. But really it's about the merging of all opposites. And so unio mystica in the higher realms is the merging of two auras into one. This is the higher state of the evolutionary consciousness of the masculine and the feminine coming together in co-creative, collaborative partnerships as sovereign beings. So sovereign means that our auric field is holistic. It doesn't require a proton or an electron to complete itself, just like the noble gases on the table of elements. And when we start to reach that state in our auric field, then we choose co-creative, collaborative unions that will serve the higher good of all of life. And so this, for many of us as grid workers, has been our work on the planet to ground these energies into form through prayer. And so the action step would be now to work with the rocks in the area to bring this beautiful unity soul imprint into the earth. So my camera only seems to be working on selfie today, so I'll have to do it from this side. Now I'm going to take my sacred cornmeal and rose petals of peace. Some of these rose petals were used in a special ceremony at Standing Rock. And so I was guided then to call in the red lightning, the red thunderbirds for lightning, and we did get lightning that night. Okay, so here's the cornmeal with the beautiful rose petals in it, and hopefully I aim this properly. So I'm going to do an offering of these to the center of the grid, and this is for the restoration of peace within the masculine and the feminine within all of life, so that it can see each other holistically and come back together in totality. Because when you have divine union of the masculine and the feminine, not only do you have peace, Mom, you have access to the cosmic Akash, the tree of life, which is our birthright. And as a species, we have to show creation our willingness to unify the greatest separations within us and within all of life. And as we do, we get access to what a dear elder friend of mine, Forrest, the navigator, who's Maori and spreads the teachings of the Waikato. As we come into balance and peace within the masculine and feminine, which is why we grid workers bring this into the grids and work to restore this for all life, we have access to the upper jaw. And that's the higher wisdom of all that is. Next, I have some very special water today. It's from a little bottle. Wow, the codes and frequencies are really coming in today because the video keeps stopping. But I am now about to add some very special waters. It's from a new bottle that was just made the other day. It was from when I broke my bottle from around the world. And 1 drop is all it takes to change the world. And there was 3 drops left in the broken bottle to start the new bottle on the full moon of love. And this goes in the very center of where everything is about to be. And then this is another bottle from around the world, 13 drops. And I'm starting pointing towards the north. This is how I'm aligning the grid. So hopefully my aim is good. 1 with the camera, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I always do the 13th in the center on top of the new drop of love. Okay. Now I'm going to walk you over here and show you the north-facing grid I have set up with the Soul Star painting. And let's see, can you see here? Okay, I've got all my different waters. I have so many amazing things here. This bundle of cedar, which is almost done, is from the Firekeeper at Standing Rock. Very special light being. We've got the Earth Star Way calendar. The offerings of my hair, which of course have a deep, dear story, but I won't go into that now. Okay, now on to building the grid. There's one more thing I like to do, which is put a little bit of water on my crystals to activate them. Each time I do ceremony, there's a new frequency, new energy, so I like to combine the two, supercomputer, crystal and water. So I do it on the pyramid and this very special first eye of the opalescent dragon. Okay, so now all of those guys are activated. And I just want to say something about all the things that a shaman uses in their toolkit. We're all shamans. We're all meant to play and to understand the magic of beautiful little trinkets from the earth and so on. when we work with things, our consciousness goes into them. And so whatever consciousness we bring is the consciousness that goes into our tools. And those tools, whatever they are, feathers, rocks, stones, crystals, symbols, or just our breath, it's all about our intention. And so what I've discovered is it's amazing how powerful these little things become when we intentionally work with them on a regular basis with a conscious energy, understanding that our energy goes into the things that we love and that we work with, and really understanding how potent and powerful these things can become. So never doubt our power, how powerful we truly are, and how powerful we truly are to bring change, make change, be the change. And so I just want to encourage people with the little precious items that they love. They don't have to be big, they don't have to be expensive, they can be direct from the earth. And it is who we be and what we put into them that it creates the energy that they carry, and they can become very powerful to bring positive change. Okay, next step. So I've created this super cool circle. I've oriented it to the north, south, east, and west. And I've done my first lines inside. And the funny thing is that when you work with a circle and you work with parallel lines, there's an optical illusion that they're not the right distance apart. But everything has been measured many times over with my little measuring sticks. So anyways, okay, that's the update for now, and onward we go. Try to keep my shadow out of this lovely six-pointed star, but it's not really a six-pointed star because it also has an energetic going above and below. And the guidance says that this is creating a gateway to activate our 9 arc Merkabas, our multidimensional Merkabas. So I'm giving you a little update of the 9 arc Merkaba unfolding. I may have mentioned before, guidance is showing a copper pyramid will be materializing to go over top of this, but which will take us into the directions we're not seeing on this one-dimensional plane. But I just wanted to give you a little further view of what has been unfolding. This eye pointing north and south towards the altar over there. And so that's a brief update of the mandala, the prayers coming into manifestation. All right, well, I'm standing by this beautiful, amazing pine covered in the most incredible colors of moss on this March 17th day, the day when the elementals and elvins and so on are close by and accessible. And here's the day's work on the beautiful grid. I'll just get a little close up here. I've received a lot of downloads while working on building this mandala. And that's what tends to happen when we do these things. We get a lot of teachings from the earth. And so I'll just zoom in here to the center where I have my pyramid crystal in the center of 2 lovely hearts. Let's come this way. So, what is this all about? Well, 2 hearts actually represent the coming together of two Tauruses, the dual Taurus. And where the two hearts meet is the singularity where the dual Taurus come together. And what quantum physics shows us is that where the dual Taurus comes together is a singularity that is connected to the quantum field, the vacuum, the source of all that is. There's kind of some nice little sunlight coming through. Let's see if we can get it. And so the great teachings of unity consciousness, unio mystica, and what does this all mean? The twin ray union, the twin flame union. It's all about the union of the opposites within the self. And as we come together in those union of opposites, we come into a sovereign state of existence. What is that sovereign state of existence about? Well, Bruce Lipton gives us a really good description using the table of elements. Everything on the table of elements requires a proton or an electron to complete itself, except the 7 noble gases. The noble gases, you could say, are the embodiment of twin flame physics. They don't require anything outside of themselves to complete themselves. But they do come together. And when they do, they come together through choice, not need. And they create alchemy. This is an amazing drawing by Bill Buehler, who is a dedicated master of the Rochelle grid system and humanity's ascension. And it's very connected in to the mandala that I've built. In my walk on the grids, much of that walk has actually come into this mandala of now to activate unity consciousness. And how does that walk on the grids get here? It gets here through the waters. Because the waters hold the memories. Oops, the new little love bottle is tipped. The water holds the memories of all the places I have traveled. And water is a great teacher when we respect it and love it. So back to the dual Taurus. Once we embody our own twin flame physics, that divine union of the masculine and the feminine within, we now reach a sovereign state of existence. And in that state, we choose partnerships, co-creations, and collaborations from a place of choice, not a place of need. Why would we choose co-creations, collaborations, and partnerships at this point? Because at this point, as we come into that divine union within, we reach a state of consciousness that wishes only to serve the well-being of all of life. So we look for partnerships that will serve that well-being for all of life. We look for partnerships not to fulfill the lower desire nature. We choose partnerships that have profound potential of creativity that will benefit all of life. It is known that when two people come together in a hug and hold their hearts together for 17 seconds, a healing occurs. And that is because there is a singularity within the heart of each being. So now I have added the star knowledge symbols, the vortex symbols, around the mandala. And eventually I'm going to put them in the forest Make them out of stone. Some of them are a little bit hard to see here. But the intention is there. One of them is about the vortex of intention. And if you want to know more about the Star Knowledge symbols and the Star Knowledge bundles, you can go to starknowledge.net and find out all about their symbols. 52,000-year-old codes to activate the earth. And now I have all my water set up in the middle. And I'm going to do some water alchemy to activate this mandala. So I'm ready to begin what I call water alchemy, which is the mixing of the waters as I am source guided, and to mix them with the center of the circle to open and activate this beautiful mandala source guided with my ability as a physical spiritual being to participate in physicality. So I'm going to start with the Mother's Waters. Te noa, te matua, te whaia, te tama, te waru tapu. Taught by Forrest, the Maori navigator. You can find out more about him online. Now adding some special, amazing sands. Silica, very powerful, mixed with water. Special sands from Mr. Forrest. And then what I begin to do is just move through the waters as guided, activating the crystals, making offerings to the earth, telling the earth, the waters and all that is, how much I love you. This is the new love water that came from the other day. My grid is set up for north, south, east, west, as per the guidance. I'm going to do some more water alchemy. I just kind of wanted to show you what it was like. I'm going to do toning, which I always do on the grid lines. And I'm offering up my prayers that this mandala restores us to wholeness. Of course, we're always in a state of wholeness. It's just sometimes we don't feel like it. Let's look at the beautiful sunset. And so may this mandala dissolve all templates, blueprints, archetypes, birth charts, allowing us access back into that aspect of the self, of all that is. I'm offering back to Source all aspects of the personality, the blueprint, the templates, as an invocation to return to the awareness of a child of creation in the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Gaia, the Garden of Earth, Mother, Father, of all of creation. These are my prayers for activating this mandala. And this is my wish with creation, to return to that playful nature, that innocence, beyond the personality, beyond the mind, beyond the blueprint. I see deer walking by. What a beautiful blessing. So, in reverence for all it is, and for this special vortex, I'm going to add one drop from each of my bottles of water from all over the earth. The love mist. Beautiful essences from Cindy from Salt Spring Island. And special water from so many places on the earth. Clearly water pretty much from the 7 seas, most of the major water bodies because of the water exchanges that I've done with others. That's the balance, beautiful balance. Awakening waters. Some for a special little baby that was just born. And my own awakening twin ray water. All right. Love you, Pachamama. Uchimaka. So the really cool thing when we take time to do these kinds of things with the earth is that we feel a really strong connection with the earth. We come back into our material being and restore that connection. And so it's fun to play. And here's one of my little friends that's visiting while I'm building the mandala, peacefully walking by. So I'm going to show you the beautiful river that the mandala is above. And my camera only seems to be working on selfie mode. So hopefully my aim is good. This amazing, amazing little creek that has received the blessings of many, including Dr. Emoto. So beautiful. I think about all the creeks in the middle of nowhere running like this. Nobody even knows about. And the water is chugging along, doing its thing to keep the planet in balance and our human consciousness in balance. My goodness, what a task that must be at all times. Love you, beautiful creek. Thank you, beautiful creek. We honor you, beautiful creek. We appreciate you, beautiful creek. Each singularity brought together through choice, not through need. The singularities of the heart allow for that profound healing to occur because two people are choosing to bring their stillness together as one. We know that the 5th force in the Vedas is called love. And that's what the movie Star Wars was all about. May the force be with you. We know they were talking about love because there was a divine dance between Luke and his father, the light and the dark. The path is about accepting the merging of all aspects of the self, transcending the old core wounds that imprint us of guilt and shame and denial and suppression and rejection and separation. Why am I sharing all of this? When we build an altar, intention goes into the altar. I usually ask Source to guide me and show me what the intention is. And this is what Source is showing the intention is of this altar. The union, the unity of all aspects of the self into wholeness. And as we come into that state, we hold our auric field in such a state that we no longer have an outside agenda. We become clear vessels of Source, and we ask Source to guide us for what is of the best and highest good. This is the hero's journey, to face all aspects of the self, to restore the self to wholeness, and then come to alignment with that Source that gives us life. And through a deeper listening, as we come to the stillness of our waters within our bodies, Source starts to bring messages through us that we could never make up with our own mind. We become receptors, receptacles, antennas, to receive a higher guidance. This mandala today is my special gift as a vessel, as my offering to Source creation, my offering to engage me and invite me to co-create and collaborate in reverence for the well-being of all of life. And if Source guides me to create a mandala on the earth, it is my joy to do so. So, thank you for participating. May you bring your singularity of your still heart together into wholeness within yourself, and then unify that singularity with others through the greatest gift of love. May we all hug each other more often. May we all accept each other as we are, and accept ourselves as we are, as we're learning on this great collective human journey. It's quite a journey that we're on. And so I thank you for tuning in and joining me on my mandala project. And I think I will add more to the mandala, but I think the filming is done. It's a very special day, this March 17th, and I feel the elementals and the elves and the animals, the deer have been walking around all day joining in. And yesterday, I feel the earth and the sky. I feel the heavens. I feel the underworld. I feel the oceans and the whales and the dolphins. I feel all of you who are joining me, and I send my love to you. I send my heart hugs to you, that you may be inspired to create your own earth mandala, that you may be inspired to pray and work with water, to listen to the earth, and to come into a true alignment within the self. This is my prayer and blessing in reverence for the well-being of all of life throughout all times, places, spaces, dimensions, and beyond. Love and aloha. Namaste.
And gather unto the circle the four square stone, and that divine unity within. We begin with a summoning. We call to stand and witness for us those of the angelic, human, and Devic realms who share in this our special commission. We call upon the great Metatron, the office of the Christos, Thoth-Ra, the Merkabah of the sun, and the many other illumined ones who shed their light upon us at this time.
We open the veil of the labyrinth and stand unadorned in the light of the cosmic Christos. Let the forces of light bring illumination to all of we who serve in the starry fields. Let the spirit of peace permeate the earth and all her inhabitants. May humans of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation within the divine harmonic of universal accord. May the sharing of self on the part of all humans be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones.
And so it is.